Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday, April 25th, 2020. Welcome to all of you. I hope your Saturday's off to a great start. Yeah. It suddenly became very summery here in the 80s, and I am loving it. Boom. From the cold and chilly right to the sunny. But that means it's allergy season, and you may see that my eyes are just a bit puffy. Well, I got a recent message here today from a relatively new subscriber of mine. And this subscriber, dear Rosie, I've been a relatively new subscriber to your channel for about a month. And I have to tell you, following you with what you do with the negative people on your channel is inspiring to me. Would you please do a video of how you deal with people that are negative in their approach to YouTube, and particularly when it comes to degrading content and telling people how to run their channels? This has been a growing problem of mine. As I passed 1,000 subscribers recently, I suddenly have brought in a flock of negative Nellies, despite the fact that all I do is positive content. Well, it definitely happens, that's for sure. Number one, I am no expert on how you deal with things, but I can tell you how I deal with things from my perspective, and it's very easy. It's called delete, block, and move on. Let's talk about several things here. You can have the class of people what I call frenemies, people that at times can be your friend, and at times can be your worst enemies also. And I had an experience for a few years. I had some friends that would tell me and send me screenshots of, people would be nice to me to my face, but then they would be in other chats and they were just unloading about, what I wore, the content I did, or whatever it is. And for a long time, I chose to kind of just put that past me. Just took the screenshots and you confront the troll. That's not me. That was a that was a troll account. Blah blah blah. And you click on the person, and it is the exact person that you were afraid it was going to be. So, rule of thumb for me for years is stay out of private chat rooms, and don't go in talking smack about other people. If you can do that, then there's less of a toehold to come after you. But recognize that you may have to cut some people out of your life. And for me, one of the best things I did in 2019 coming into 2020 was just set myself so I was solo on my channel, and that has really worked beautifully for me. The numbers confirm that, the people coming aboard, the live streams, people are loving the content. Then you will have what I call the class of people that, sadly, many of these people are emotionally and mentally challenged, and few of them are very mentally unstable. There may be victims of prescription drug abuse, alcoholism, heavy drug medications to deal with everything from schizophrenia to very dangerous conditions. And you may be unfortunate to have a relationship with some of these people on your channel. Now, their whole goal will be to get you to interact with them, sometimes reaching desperate means. The cure again is delete and block, and don't have any contact with the people. Now you might say, well, they might still be talking about me. You know what? You're not even going to know about it. And if a friend, like I told my friends that were still sending me stuff recently of being talked about, please don't send me stuff anymore, because I'm not going to be clicking on it and looking at it. So it's useless. It's useless to me. And by and large, they've respected that a very great deal, and I'm very happy for that. So I now have this wall between me that I don't have to really mentally get involved. Not that I ever did, really. But just to put it out of sight of mind is out of sight, out of mind, which is a beautiful thing. Then you have some people that I call their professional SHT stirrers, and they want to get in there and they want to get channels clashing back and forth. So they will write you with things of what somebody else said on their chat. They will take your chat and turn it on its head and tell you that you're doing things that other people are doing. And the funniest thing of all, they will attempt to tell you that your content is boring, despite the fact that numbers tell you on a daily basis it's anything but boring, particularly in the context of what other people do on YouTube. And I'm not one to denigrate or to knock down people. Everybody just do your own thing. But I tell you what, I do not rise to that bait. Because above all, what the person's telling you is they'll tell you that your content's boring, that you suck, that you're a lousy person or whatever. But the bottom line is this: they're still watching you every single day. So what they say on the left hand, they don't see on the right. Huh? Sure. Anyway, guys, keep on keeping on. I hope that helps you. Just move on and put it behind you. Put toxic people, toxic relationships behind, and move on.